Welcome to the Light, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everybody, welcome back for another edition of Lights, Camera, Rant. And for this particular episode, I have my wonderful guest, Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hello everyone. How are we doing?
He's kindly enough to come join us for this episode, who is from the Weekly Jackpod, which Max is also part of as well, which we were just talking about is going very well. You got listeners for that, don't you, Jack?
I mean, for 3 episodes, we are doing very well, but it's very hard to record an episode at the moment. So, grinding through at the moment.
No, I completely agree, especially the fact that so Jack is one of the people I go with tennis with, and last weekend went away for the weekend and he completely smashed the finals, which would be why the fact he doesn't at times is a little bit hard to record, because you did so well and you got the trophy. Actually, no, you didn't get a trophy. You got Eskies, didn't you?
Yeah, I did get an Esky. Yes, it was a very nice addition to the shed.
Yeah, it was. They were decent too, weren't they?
They were actually quality. It was like I'm quite happy that I won one. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because we once a year we go away for the long weekend, and which is the reason why last week's episode came out a little bit later, because I came back a little bit later than I was expected. But no, Jack did really well for that, and I think actually you were the only one who won, weren't you? Out of our crew, you're the only one who got to the final.
Yeah. I did go trophy hunting, but
yes,
you still won.
This man is an A grade player, and he played in C grade, didn't you?
I wouldn't go that far, but it was something along those lines.
But no, that's really good, man. So what we're going to do for this particular episode is obviously we're going to introduce Jack, similar to what we've done with our previous guests with like Max and Perry and Maddie, and we're going to talk about the latest news and then go from there. So Jack, the first thing I ask everybody who comes on this podcast is for everyone to get to know you, is tell us your top 5 movies, TV shows, or video games.
Okay, so I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. All right, like if you know me, Adam Sandler is my absolute idol. So my top 5 movies I have I don't have an order. I just sort of have it as like a popular ranking at this time.
Yeah.
That's My Boy.
I need to watch
Adam
that one.
Sandler. You do need it is a must watch. That's My Boy. Grown Ups 1 or Grown Ups 2, depending on the circumstances.
Yep.
Also, if anyone is looking for a movie to fall asleep to and then like keep on and wake up to and still have no idea what's going on, the Grown Ups movies are perfect for that, because they make no sense. Like the timelines in it make no sense, but it is just like quality entertainment for like what it is, and the cast is brilliant.
All of them are.
True. All Adam Sandler movies, like he smashes it. Yeah. I've got Infinity War or Endgame, depending on
preach.
Depending on what mood I'm in. Like if I want to see Thor with the axe,
Stormbreaker.
You know when he drops down for like that one scene and like the whole sky turns black and he drops in and like destroys everyone. That is iconic.
That scene, like everyone cheered in that when I saw it in that theater, that particular scene, because all the build up to it, and the fact that he was laying down, well, he was almost dead because he took the entire power of the sun to his chest. Yeah. But I remember the whole theater also clapping for that when he rocked up. That was a good scene.
That was bad. Yeah. And then I've got The Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
With Matthew McConaughey and Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, from Sons of Anarchy?
Sons of Anarchy. And then I've got the Big Short, which I also know Max said. And you haven't seen that either.
No, I haven't seen that. I need to watch that.
I only say that because it is just like an iconic movie. The cast is brilliant. And
who's in it again?
Steve Carell. Not Ryan Reynolds. Who's the guy that looks like Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, that man's majestic. Who are you trying to compare him to?
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, the guy who looks photoshopped all the time.
Yeah. And a bunch of other guys. I mean, I think Mila Kunis?
No, that's right. Yes, no, I remember the poster for this one. Yeah, so it's got Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Christian Bale, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Now I remember now. Yeah, because I looked at the poster last time.
Yeah. So they are my top 5 movies. All iconic, and I know there's probably more. Like, there's way more than my top 5, but I'll keep it to a rough 5 because Grown Ups 1 and 2, like, that's 2 movies, but it's one franchise.
I know you consider that a franchise. Do you like one more than the other? Or which one do you put on first?
I put on Grown Ups 2 first. Like, I've studied Grown Ups 2 to the point where I know what's going to happen in what scene, at what minute, what's going to be said. Like, I've written down each sequence of events, and I know that what happens because Grown Ups 2 is based on one day, and it's impossible for all of it to happen on one day.
It is too.
Like, it just cannot happen all in one day, and it somehow does. So
that's right, it does too, doesn't it? Because they're like talking about it, and then suddenly they have all this gear for a party.
Yeah. And then they have a party, and then everyone rocks, like the college kids rock up, and then they have a brawl, and you're like, how does this make any sense?
What's his name? He was from Twilight.
I know. I'm looking at him.
I know. So am I. Because he's like, were you raised by wolves?
Yeah.
I could see him.
Oh,
something Kutch.
Taylor
Lautner. Taylor Lautner.
There we go. I knew I was close.
That's right. Yeah, Taylor Lautner.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which I cannot tell you one thing he's been in since that movie.
Yeah, no, neither could I. How crazy.
The last thing he was in was Home Team. Oh, sorry. No, Home Team that came out in 2022, and before that was Run the Tide in 2016, which I've never heard of.
I would say this, Home Team is not worth watching. I've watched it, and it's not great.
Home Team with Kevin James.
Yeah, Kevin James sold me, but it was not a great story whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, that's the last movie he was in.
Yeah.
Which is also produced by Adam Sandler. But, don't you think that would be fun, though? Like, if you had a mate, or, you're all acting, you had a whole bunch of, clique, and you guys keep appearing in each other's movies. Like, you always had work.
Oh, yeah, and it's like, most of Adam Sandler's movies are always based in summertime. So, they're always going to, a remote destination or something like that. And you take all your friends with you. You all act at the same time and you're all getting paid for a movie. What more do you need?
Nah, that's all exactly right. That's all Grown Ups 1 and Grown Ups 2 was do you guys want to go on a holiday? Sure, let's take some cameras.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's, mess around for a weekend.
Yeah, that's it, basically.
Yeah. Great concept, though. For a movie concept, it is a great concept. Grown Ups 1 especially.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one had a solid premise to the whole thing, was the fact that they only came back together because their coach died.
Yeah.
What's his name? Rob Schneider's wife. Oh,
Yeah,
the old lady.
the old lady.
I was telling someone the other day, I think I was telling one of the girls at work to watch European Gigolo, Juice Bigelow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Juice Bigelow, European Gigolo.
Yeah, she's like, I've never seen that. Should I watch it? I was like, watch it. 100% watch it.
Yeah.
have
Rob's
you
trying to
seen
place
it?
all those weird characters.
He does. This is what I was trying to tell Max. I'm like, have you seen Animal? And he's like, nah. I'm like, you watch Animal. Or was it the other one, Hot Chick?
Yeah.
That's another one.
And the one how he goes to prison and he learns karate.
Oh, Big Stan.
Yeah, Big Stan.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Learns the karate and asks his wife to take his backdoor virginity.
Yeah, and then fights everyone.
Yeah, that's right. And freaks out. Yeah, that's right. What was the other one that Adam Sandler was in that was with the prison? Oh, The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard's iconic.
Yeah.
Like, that's another great movie. Him, Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
great movie.
But no, like I completely agree with you. Like, all right, do you prefer, here's a good question, do you prefer Adam Sandler at late 90s, early 2000s, or what he's making now?
Oh,
like you know, post 2010 being, you know, Grown Up Scraps 2, The Ridiculous Six, and all that.
So
Bedtime Stories, that was one too.
So you have like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, like they're all just absolutely iconic films. Like that will never be topped. Sort of like in the comedy world, like they are up there with all-time greats.
Yes, they are.
So like you'd have to go early, but at the same time, like his post 2009, post 2010 stuff, like Grown Ups 1, Grown Ups 2, That's My Boy. Pretty much everything that isn't Jack and Jill, it's pretty good.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard,
and like him
I heard that was an absolute Rotten Tomatoes tore that to shreds.
Yeah, it's the worst. I think it's the worst movie ever made. It's like Rotten Tomatoes like posted about it or something.
It's right up there, I think, with The Room.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked.
Oh, and Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Oh, yes. I watched that for my 12th birthday, 13th birthday. Croydon Cinemas.
Oh, jeez. Croydon Cinemas. I haven't been to Croydon Cinemas in ages.
I know. It was iconic, though. Like, school holidays, you head down to Croydon Cinemas, like $8 movie tickets. The cheap, like, his Hoyts used to charge you like $20. You're like, nah, we're going to Croydon.
Yeah. For anyone that's listening to that's international, by Croydon Cinemas, we mean the fact that this is a very old cinema in our neighborhood, and the fact it's always like a hole in the wall kind of cinema. Still decent, but it's a bit run down, where you can get like $8 tickets.
Absolutely iconic.
Yeah, still have the same smell.
Yeah. Going off movies, I've got 5 TV shows for you as well.
All right, let's go.
So I've got Community.
I need to watch that. I've had people recommend me to watch it, and they're like, how have you not seen this? I'm like, no, it's not my top thing. But I've heard so many good things about it, and apparently they're trying to, I think at the moment, there are rumors or there are plans to make a movie.
There's been plans, like the fan base wanted a movie after season 3. Like they should never have got like. I think that the common thing that Community fans will say is they should have made 3 seasons in a movie rather than had 6 seasons. Because after the third, I'm not going to spoil anything, but after the third,
that's right.
Like after the third season, it sort of goes a bit downhill.
Yeah. And all the controversy with what's his name? The controversy with
Chevy Chase.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So like he had to like be killed off. Then everyone else like sort of just evaporated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Um,
What's next?
I've got Suits.
Suits. Yeah, I've seen ads for that, but I haven't actually watched. Haven't watched that.
I just think it's a really well put together like TV show. And
What's it about?
It's about like a guy that doesn't like. He used to sit lawsuit exams for law kids that think that they're going to fail, and because he has like a photographic memory. And anyway, he like sells drugs on the side, and then one day he meets like a top lawyer at a law firm, and like impresses him, and then like somehow just becomes a lawyer and like does all this shit for him, and like it's all about it's all law based, but it's just interesting that like he never went to school or anything. Like he just had a photographic memory and like then smashes it, sort of thing.
That's all you need.
Yeah, it's got Meghan Markle in it. Before she was married. That's where she started.
That's where before she got married.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And then they had to kill her off Suits.
Because obviously
because
reasons.
she got married. Yeah.
That's up to its 9th season.
Yeah. It's finished, but you know. It's
9 seasons.
It had 9 seasons, but they're all long seasons. It's like hour episodes, 10 episodes, or something like that a season.
Yeah, 134 episodes long.
Yeah, it's a bit of a grind.
What's next?
I've got Bad Education. Now, not many people, I don't think, would have heard of Bad Education, but it has Jack Whitehall in it, and he's I don't know if he has a teaching qualification or not, but he runs for the Australian listeners. He would run like a year 12 class, like a year 12 BCom class, sort of thing, where like everyone there like sort of wants to be there, but they also don't want to be there. Like they'd rather be doing something else.
Yeah. So Bad Education, British TV sitcom.
Yeah, it is. It is so funny. Like they just he teaches history, right? Rather than like just sitting everyone down and like open your books to like history, they'll do like reenactments of like what happens in history and stuff like that. So that, like they'll call it like class wars, and they just like attack each other and shit like that. It's just funny.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure at the moment still.
Yeah, it only ran for 3 seasons.
Yeah, and they have a movie.
Yep, and movie as well.
But I'll go for next. I'll go Game of Thrones.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched that. I do know everything about the final season, which caused a massive uproar. It lasted for months.
Yeah, but like it wasn't that bad.
No, you think it was that bad?
It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
No,
I've had worse endings to movies and TV shows.
Oh, pretty much. I can't remember what show. I think one of the worst endings of a TV show of all time was, I think it's a 80s or 70s show. And it's this, I can't remember the name of it, but the whole infamy about it is the fact that it's this lady and husband, and they did all this stuff for this multiple seasons and everything. And right at the end, she wakes up from a dream. And all these people were pissed because the show ran for, I think, about 4 or 5 seasons. And then at the end, she's just like, "Oh, I woke up. It was a dream." I'm like, "Fuck,
that is
stuff."
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah. But what's he? A.R. Martin? Is that his name?
Not sure.
He's still writing the book.
What, of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he hasn't finished the book yet. So the people who were writing the show had to make up an ending.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not actually
the ending that could have been.
Yeah, it's not actually the official ending.
Yeah. I think it was really well put together, and like every episode like sort of had you on like the edge of your feet. And like the first season was a bit slow, but then after that, it just all kicks off. And
it did so well
You know.
for like 4 or 5
smashed
years. Yeah, for like 4 or 5 years, it was the single most downloaded streamed show.
yeah,
And it made HBO a shit ton of money.
it would. I'm happy I waited though to watch it. I only watched it last year for the first time, but I watched it in 4K, and it set a different tone. I think.
I think everything should watch
watching
4K.
it on. I think it first aired on SBS.
It's
Maybe,
probably
was it SBS?
it could
maybe
be
not.
it could have been SBS for us. It would have always been on It was always on HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
But it could have been SBS for us. And the thing is that they're also did you know they're making a prequel?
Yeah, I did see that.
The House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as good though.
Yeah, it's still based on a novel, Fire and Blood. And it's set 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
True. So yeah, it would develop into like how everything became what it was.
Yeah, basically. But interesting thing, pretty sure it was rumored that was going to be like the most expensive television show. But the Lord of the Rings TV show has taken the cake.
Yeah.
That's apparently costing Amazon fuck ton.
It would. You get to think of like the landscape shots and everything like that. Like, it's. Oh.
Yeah.
I would love to know, like, just what everything costs, and like how much, like each individual thing, like was itemized and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it'd be Amazon. It's ridiculous. Like how much money they're pumping in for this show, and they're really banking on the fact that all these Lord of the Rings fans are going to watch it, and it's going to be better than Game of Thrones. That's what they're aiming for. Because that's Jeff Bezos money.
It's such a gamble though. Like when you have 3 great movies that are as good as they are, and then you got The Hobbit, which pretty much goes into like Lord of the Rings. So you got 6 movies.
Yeah.
Like, do you mess with it or do you just leave it?
Well, that's the thing. Like Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, that's a complete staple in cinema now. It's a benchmark. They're immortalized films because of the sheer popularity, and the fact that what they made with it, the fan base is huge. But you gotta admit the fact that Lord of the Rings, the franchise and label has not been milked as much as everything else, like Star Wars, James Bond, Marvel, Harry Potter. Like it's been pretty safe. It's been pretty safe for so long until now.
Yeah, and now they bringing out a TV show, which is a risk.
Yeah,
a risk they're willing to take, I guess.
Ooh, yep, pretty much. And speaking of off topic, Amazon bought MGM Studios as well for $8.5 billion. The studio that houses James Bond.
Oh, a light sum?
Yeah, just a light sum, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next...
I feel like we're going to be seeing more and more of that. Like with the PlayStation, Xbox, like Microsoft can buyouts. I feel like more and more studios are just going to be
absorbing,
getting bought out by the major companies.
Yeah, they will.
So they can all become like bigger in itself.
Yeah. Well, look at Disney. Disney started the warpath with they bought Pixar, and then they bought Lucasfilms. Then they bought Marvel Studios, and then they bought Fox.
Yeah, true. Disney did go on a rampage.
Yeah, and then you're right. What was it? Microsoft bought Activision and Blizzard, and then Sony bought Bungie,
which is baffling.
Look, I don't know why they bought Bungie. The only thing Bungie has is Destiny, which I
does anyone still play?
Must be. They're still making a whole bunch of money. I'm waiting for them to announce Destiny 3. But I can't tell you another game that Bungie's doing.
Neither.
Which.
Oh.
Yeah. So there you go. So they actually have nothing at the moment planned. All their last game is Destiny 2. That's it. So there's nothing even on the horizon for Bungie.
Sorry, I just hopefully I didn't cut out there.
No, you're fine.
Cool.
Yeah. You're right. They're buying. Sorry, totally going on another tangent, which happens more than once. But yeah, so back. Yeah, Game of Thrones. You really enjoy that, and you can't wait for the prequel.
Yeah. Okay, and then my last one is, and this is, I don't know if this is up there. I mean, it is because I'm saying it. But Gavin and Stacey.
Oh no! Have you spoken to my old man about this?
No. My
old man loves Gavin and Stacey.
I just don't think they're it is so funny. It is that is an iconic TV show.
He made us, was it last Christmas? He made us watch the Christmas special.
Oh, how good.
He's like, do you want to come and watch it? I'm like, no. And then we went over for dinner and he's like, oh, well, I guess you'd have to watch it now.
Yeah. And you liked it, didn't you?
Oh, it wasn't too bad.
They're definitely better as they were younger than when they are now. James Gordon was a lot funnier back then than he is now.
Because this show, Gavin Stacey. So Gavin Stacey is a British TV show that was written by James Gordon and Ruth Jones, who are both starring in it, which originally aired in 2007.
Yeah, pretty much I want to say this is what really helped James Gordon.
Oh, yeah, career. That I will admit, yes.
Yeah, just put him on the map.
Not him butchering any musical that comes out.
True.
Butchering it horribly. And yours is even a petition for him to no longer star in musical films. Yeah, people don't want him in musical films anymore because they feel like he's butchering them. Sure. I know.
I never watched Cats, but now I'm definitely never going to watch Cats.
Oh, don't. That bombed at the box office and the CGI is shit.
How bad is it when CGI is bad?
It's bad. Because it stands up like dog's balls. And what I don't get is the fact that you look at Terminator 2 and that CGI still holds up now. So why are we still having this issue?
Yeah. Come on, be real with yourself.
Exactly right. But yeah, Gavin Stacey, Dad loves the show and he thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to him about it.
Dude, honestly, if you text him and be like, hey, you watching Gavin Stacey? He'll be like, yes. Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Iconic. And then on to games. I've only got 3 games for you. I couldn't think of it. Only because I play games and like love playing games, but I don't really have a favorite. But
Yeah, what's
GTA 5 is my all-time favorite. Campaign,
Well, actually,
multiplayer.
you got the Grand Theft Auto 5 update for PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
Oh, fantastic. Another update.
Yeah, which I didn't know at the time, the fact that when they announced that, if you came on each day, they were giving away $1 million for GTA Online.
Really?
Yeah, so I think it was about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something that you could go on every day and get $1 million, $1 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they made everything they've milked kids' money on that game for years.
Yeah, it did. Remember the original one came out on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, and 360. I remember I took a day off school to play it. Had to
no shit! I took a day off work.
Yeah, had to convince Mum to buy it from the shop because I wasn't 18.
Oh, that was back in the day.
That was back when you couldn't buy games online or like on the Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah, which Game Pass right now is just fucking. It's just killing. It's making Xbox making a killing off it.
Oh yeah. And like they make a killing off it because you can. I think it's like you buy a month of online for like $15 and the Game Pass is $1 or something. If you buy it, like
that's it,
come on, like you may as well spend the extra $1.
Exactly right. Both Mark and Dean, both love it. They both love the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because it's just a brilliant idea.
You get to play different games that you would you're never going to buy. But then, like, if they're on the Game Pass, you're like, I'll
give it a crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. There's actually, I didn't know this, but there's actually 2 different versions. So you can either download the game onto your Xbox, or you can basically, I think, half download it and you can stream it, which, I tried doing that. It was too glitchy.
Yeah. I could imagine it being too glitchy.
But Grand Theft Auto 5 is a fantastic game. And the thing is, everyone's like, oh, you know what, when are they going to make a second one? I'm like, so, when they're going to make Grand Theft Auto 6? I'm like, well, they're still making a buck ton online. They're in no rush.
Yeah. They're in absolutely no rush. But hopefully one day we'll see it soon.
Hopefully, I've seen rumors, I've seen bits and pieces about it, but there's. Did you ever play a game called Bully?
I never played it, but I see all the hype about it.
It's pretty much Grand Theft Auto, but you play as a kid. It was so much fun. I want them to make another one to that because they've made a sequel to Max Payne. They've made a sequel to Red Dead and obviously Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
But I was like, come on, make Bully 2 or was it Midnight Club 2 or 3? One of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see why Grand Theft Auto 5 would be your top pick.
Yep. After that, I've got Black Ops 1.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Just like when people always bring up, Modern Warfare 2 was so good. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 was like a really good game. But Black Ops 1 was also like absolutely incredible. Like that was back I remember when Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 were both out and like everyone would go you'd go to school and everyone would just be like, oh, like what's better, Black Ops or like Modern Warfare? And you just that was the talk of the school. It was
back in the day.
Yeah. It's like, what do you play? Like, why do you play it? Sort of like shit like that.
Yeah.
So like Black Ops 1, I like Black Ops 1 more than Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Well, the numbers, Mason. That was such... And the fact it was Sam Worthington as well.
Yeah. And then after Black Ops, I've got Minecraft. Just because you can do anything you want.
Oh, you should speak to Dean and Mark. They have a shared, pretty sure they have a shared Minecraft thing online, and the shit they make, and the time, oh my god, The fact,
Yeah, a couple of mates I go to school with, they built like an entire stadium, and the stadium had a working clock that would like constantly tick over like in 24-hour time, and it like the lights would turn on and turn off like depending on whether like it was sunny outside or like dark outside.
really, holy shit!
Yeah, it was the stuff that people could do on Minecraft is absolutely absurd.
It's insane. I've seen someone completely recreate the Titanic from top to bottom. I've seen someone recreate Hogwarts from top to bottom, like not just the school, but like the whole mountain, everything it's built on with the river and everything.
Oh, I've seen that.
And the fact that there is literally I think it's not a secret library, but there's a library in Minecraft Online that you can go to, that anyone can go to in the world, so nothing's censored. Yeah, so like, if you live in China or if you live in some country that has censorship, you can go in Minecraft, you can go to this library and you can see everything. It's a neutral library.
Yeah, there's still active Minecraft servers like today that like role playing Minecraft servers and stuff like that.
Yeah, there is. It's still just as popular, and the fact that this game was just made in some guy's basement.
Yeah, and it's just blocks after blocks.
Yeah, it's just like he's like, oh, I really enjoy Lego. I want to make my own Lego game. Boom.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's all to it. And it still makes it was, I think it was Microsoft that bought the game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was mine.
Yeah, they did the best. That was the best option for them. And I do remember the fact that when Microsoft bought Minecraft, someone I saw, I think on YouTube, someone had made a giant was it the paperclip dude?
Oh yeah.
And it was like, oh, it looks like you're trying to build. How can I help you with that? And someone built that in Minecraft as well.
Like, you could actually just build whatever. Like, I saw someone.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the movie 1917?
No, me and Dan need to watch that. That's like on my hit list to watch.
Okay. No, because 1917 is all recorded in one shot, right?
Oh.
So which means that if you want to if anyone listening wants to really want to watch like an interesting movie and how it was filmed, 1917 is one of those movies because they have to they built fields, right, and built all the props and everything, and it in each scene, and you see two guys holding the camera, running through following the two guys. Like, it's all recorded at once. So if they have to allow for the light to be right, like they have to allow the clouds to match like the previous scene and stuff like that. It is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it is insane on how they built it, because it was just like, apparently it's just all these fields that they bought out, and like they dug all the holes and like dug all the trenches and shit like that. And then like once it came to like explosions or whatever, like there's just two guys like holding a camera still running. And then like the two guys like pass it to a car. The car drives with the camera on it, still following the actors. It's all feel like you feel like you're a part of the movie. It's insane.
Yeah, it's to do something like that in a one shot is a very ballsy thing to do, and almost like as you just said, has to always have twice as much planning as you would do a regular movie.
Yeah,
like to be ready for it. Because I watched recently Birdman with Michael Keaton in it, and that was also shot in one go. And I thought, holy shit.
True.
But no, I need to watch 1917. It's right up there of what me and my old man need to watch. Because he keeps saying, he's like, oh, we need to watch that. I'm like, yeah, no, I've heard all the reviews are good for it. We need to sit down and finally watch it.
It's better than Dunkirk.
Oh, yeah, you think it's better than Dunkirk?
Yeah, I didn't like Dunkirk that much, but
No.
I mean, I know a lot of people I know a lot of people that like Dunkirk, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't think it was as good as 1917.
No. Oh, I'll definitely have to watch it now because Dad really liked Dunkirk because that was by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Which have you, seeing Christopher Nolan, have you seen his cast list for his next movie?
What's his next movie?
He's doing Oppenheimer, the guy who created the atom bomb.
No.
Right? He's that's his next movie, but he's got, for this movie he's making, which I think he's got Cillian Murphy from oh my god, I just had it on the top of my head. What's the gangster the gangster TV show? The old gangster TV.
Sopranos?
No. It's old time. It's old time. It's still going right now. It's making so much. It's got so much hype around it. Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, Tommy Shelby.
Yeah. He's in it. Emily Blunt, Matt Damon,
Robert Downey.
Right, yeah. Florence Pugh, Rami Malek, who was in the Queen biopic,
which he smashed.
Oh, he did such a good job. Such a good job on that.
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh, Jack Quaid, like the cast is incredible.
That is I'm looking at it now. That's a massive cast.
Yeah. And that's meant to come out next year. But I'm like, shit, there's like no way that's going to fail.
If you were a movie director, would you just avoid releasing your movie the same year as a Christopher Nolan movie? Like if you were like to release a movie for like best pitch, like best sound or whatever, you just know chances are Christopher Nolan's going to pip you there.
Pretty much, yeah. If it's Christopher Nolan and Hans Zimmer, I'd be like, you'd be second place.
Yeah.
Pretty much, because anything Christopher Nolan to me is almost in the same regard as Steven Spielberg. A lot of his movies are just different. They're fantastic. And he's always trying to do something different. There's always something unique to each film he does.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Tenet?
I haven't actually seen Tenet.
Tenet, I feel like he went to movie school and someone goes, oh, this is how you write a story. You have a beginning, a middle, and end. And Christopher Nolan's gone, no, you have a middle, a beginning, and an end, or an end, beginning, and a middle. And they're like, oh, no, that's not how you do it. He's like, I'm going to make a movie, and this is how I'm going to do it. Because Tenet is insane. It's a mind-boggling movie. But have you seen The Prestige?
The Prestige.
With Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale?
The Prestige. I feel like I have. But I cannot remember.
It's about the magicians.
No, haven't seen it.
Oh,
is it worth watching?
It's one of those movies where you watch it, and you get to the end, and you're like, "Wait, what? Hang on, what?" And you need to watch it again.
Yeah, all right. I like those. I like those type of movies where it's like you think you have an idea the whole way, and then you're like, "No, I've missed something."
That's what it's like all the way through. And you've got Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Andy Serkis, David Bowie.
Yeah. It's like, going a bit off topic, but Now You See Me.
Yeah, I haven't seen those, but like,
they are really
everyone
good.
raves about them.
So you try and figure out how they're doing it whilst they're doing it, and like at the end of the movie, like they'll obviously show you, or like they'll explain it to you as it goes on. But for like the first time you watch it, you rewind it and you go, I'm still missing it. Like I genuinely don't know how they're doing this. It's just
like
crazy.
How?
Yeah, it's like in Fast and Furious 5, and they and they changed the two safes over under the bridge.
I haven't seen Fast and Furious but
like Fast and Furious 5, and they like changed two safes under the bridge, but like they explain it at the end, but you could not work it out for you, like to save your life, if they didn't explain it to you, and you just like, that was really well put together, because I didn't even see that.
Now, Fast and Furious. Now you've wanted to bring this up, didn't you? You wanted to bring up how much it is actually a good franchise.
I really enjoy it. I know people give it shit, but for what the movies are, like, they are really good. It started off really well, and now with like I get it.
I still like the first one
now. But you have to think, in this like world of movies, there's no other. You'd almost put it into a heist movie category now, where it's fast cars. Like fast cars, massive actors, like and like they're obviously robbing someone, or like it has like that sort of line of it, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's definitely a market that will always be there for like those types of movies, and they're the only ones that are doing it.
Oh yeah,
and like
adrenaline drink.
Yeah. So like I like it, for like I don't do it anymore. Like I don't watch it anymore for the timeline concept of like, oh, it's another Fast and Furious movie. Yeah, like I just look at it as like, oh yeah, like it's another movie with all these fucking good actors in it. And then it's like they're obviously gonna do some like crazy shit. But then like obviously some of it's just so unrealistic. Like they set the car
in space, did they?
Yeah. And like at that point I was like, okay, maybe this is where you draw the line. But like Hobbs and Shaw and stuff like that, they just pretty much attack each other in the streets of London or like some other town.
Yeah, that's got Idris Elba in it. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically Black Superman.
Yeah. Or the one how like Dwayne The Rock Johnson goes back to Samoa, and like all his family get involved, and they just have like these souped up like hot rod cars, and like all his brothers like just attack like the military, like this like Black Ops military sort of thing. And you go, see, this is the shit I can sort of get around, because it's like, all right, family versus like, you know, an army, but it's funny because like they obviously don't prepare like the way that you'd think that they'd prepare for it.
Yeah, it's not the way you think it would go.
Yeah.
But no, like I enjoyed the first one. I think I've seen 1, 3, 4. And I think that's where I dropped off. Like I didn't keep going any further. But the fact is, I was saying to someone the other day, I was like, I can't believe the Fast and Furious is done. I'm like, what do you mean it's done? There's still 2 more to go. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, there's still going to be I think it's Fast 11 is the last one. Yeah, Fast 9, Fast 10, Fast 11 is going to be the last one. And that'll be like, nearly 20 years since the first one?
Yeah. Well, if you watch the first one back and you go, holy shit, this is old.
You do. That's what gets me every time I see that. Yeah, so the first Fast and Furious came out in 2001, and Fast 9 was 2021, so it would be about 25 years of Fast films by the time Fast 11 rolls around.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, you're right, because they were stealing thick TVs and video players.
True.
That's what they're all stealing them. But no, that's a good fair point. Fair point. I need to go watch them. Definitely need to watch them. But moving on. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to run through some of the latest news that happened in the past week. So definitely let me know, Jack, if you have heard this or if you're like, no, that doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me at all. So in the past week, so this week, this episode comes out. Both Halo and Moon Knight start streaming.
See, I'm excited for Halo to start streaming, but Moon Knight, not at all. You know,
more for the Halo.
Way more for the Halo. I'm just hoping that it lives up to everything that Halo is in my mind.
I hope so too.
You know what I mean?
I really do. And I was saying this to the boys. I was like, if they don't have the Halo theme play in any episode, I'm reviewing it as an instant fail. I'm like, you can't not have that theme play for at least one episode or have that song as the intro or the outro. Because that theme song is iconic.
Oh, it is. Like, even that meme video when I think me and you were talking about this the other day, and you have all the kids in the toilets, and they start...
Yeah, in the boys' toilets, yeah.
Yeah. Iconic.
You're right. And that's the thing, is like, you got to have that theme song. So I really do hope it does well, because I think they have greenlit a season 2, so it must have still got positive reviews in the early screenings. Yep. So I'm very interested to see how that's going to take off with everybody else's review to it, which is premiering on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus.
Yep.
Yeah, so
gonna have to buy that one.
So that's I can't. On the top of my head, all else I can think of that's on Paramount Plus is all of South Park.
True, but you can also just stream all of South Park. So
exactly right. So they're both premiering this week. So definitely hit them up, and which will coming upcoming episodes. Are you interested in the fact it's 48 days to Doctor Strange 2?
Yeah, that's something I am excited for. Lethal.
Yeah.
Apparently, from what I'm reading and from what I'm hearing, it's going to be Ben Spider-Man.
Yep, the Dr. Kevin Feige or Benedict Cumberbatch has said the fact it is on both Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home level.
Which is insane.
It's going to be insane, man. What boggles me to the most is the fact that we've seen the trailer, and I was saying that I think I was saying to you as well. I'm like, $50 says that trailer is only the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but that actually showed us bullshit. But I can't wait. And the fact that apparently Deadpool's going to be in it, and X-Men are going to be in it as well. Like, I cannot contain my excitement for this.
Yeah, because I was looking at like how they thought that like how everyone thought X-Men, Deadpool, and all that are going to come into the MCU, and they all reckon it's through this Doctor Strange movie.
Yes,
I mean, like I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not, but.
Well, I think X-Men are going to come into this, but I think we're going to get variants of like X-Men characters, so they're not actually going to be the MCU versions. Yeah. But I think it's going to show the fact that X-Men do exist and will exist in our world. And there's a whole other theory, the fact that they might play the card that mutants have been in the MCU the entire time, but Xavier has been hiding them the whole time.
True. What I want to know is, when do we see more of Daredevil in these new movies? We saw him in a tiny bit of Spider-Man.
Well,
he's there, and he's always been there.
Yes, well, that's another little bit of news I do have. That's reported that they're doing a Daredevil reboot. Out of all the Netflix shows, Daredevil is the one that's getting the reboot, and a new series is in the works for Disney Plus, because now all the Netflix Marvel shows are all on Disney Plus now, and with Disney Plus and the mature content, none of them have been altered. They're still the same versions. But yeah, Deadpool is apparently going to get a reboot of some sorts, and Charlie Cox will be reappearing in both this and in movies.
Yeah, he has to be Daredevil.
Yeah, so I haven't watched it. I haven't watched Daredevil, but I think I might now give it a crack from the very start.
Yeah, I've just finished the first season.
And what's your recommendation?
And I very good. Couldn't recommend it higher. Like out of all the Marvel shows, this would be up there. This it beats 90% of them, I reckon.
Yeah, that doesn't
It
surprise
smashes
me.
it smashes WandaVision out of the park. And I'm only saying WandaVision because I didn't really like it, but hands down, 10 out of 10 would watch this over that any day.
Over that. Okay. Because the only bits I've seen from Daredevil is basically all the scenes with the Punisher in it, like the hallway scene, and I think the scene when he's on top of a roof is Daredevil's chained to a chimney, which I think is all in season 2.
I haven't seen that.
I think that's all in season 2.
Okay.
But, yeah, I saw Charlie Cox interview the fact that he got a phone call from Kevin Feige about it for No Way Home, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And Kevin Feige's like, "Oh, we'll call you back with further details later on." And I think he said the fact it was a couple of weeks later, and he was starting to think that he dreamt the phone call. He's like, "Oh, did he really call me about this?" And then they finally called him like, "Yep, be here. Let's come in. We'll get you going." And he said he was all for it. He was super excited about being in Spider-Man No Way Home.
His scene in Spider-Man was just sick.
What type of lawyer are you? I'm just a really good lawyer. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
There's a whole rumor going around that which it would make sense if he was, that he will be in Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, which I think he could definitely be in that, because the fact that Spider-Man's at street level.
Yeah,
because I think Spider-Man 4,
they're in the same city. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So if anyone is for some reason doesn't have Netflix, all of the Netflix shows are on Disney Plus for streaming, and it's only 48 days to Doctor Strange 2, which that's what we're going to see in it is insane. And the thing that keeps coming back to me is the fact that this is being directed by Sam Raimi, who directed the original Spider-Man trilogy. So and the fact that his whole background is horror elements. So what this movie is going to be insane. But another thing, moving on, what we've also got is the fact that the Batman has passed 500 million at the box office worldwide. That passed.
No surprises there.
I didn't think so either. I think I posted on Instagram as well. I was like, "Oh, that's no shocker. It's going to make the money."
Yeah.
Also going on is the fact that they've new poster and trailer dropped for the Miss Marvel TV show, which is streaming on June the 8th. Which, Jack, if you're not sure, Miss Marvel, she's a Indian, I'm pretty sure it's Indian girl, where she gains powers where she can stretch really far, so similar to Mr. Fantastic almost, but they're cosmic powers.
Yeah.
So her show, and she's
That's
also going. She's also going to be in Captain Marvel 2.
Okay.
So she's going to be in that. Where basically she's this little girl who she gets inspired by Captain Marvel and basically all the female superheroes, and she really wants to be them. And then she gets these cosmic powers, and it's about her dealing with them, basically. But the trailer looked really good.
Yeah.
Now, this little bit of news, I really hope, now this is obviously an interview, but I really hope it does happen, is that apparently Samuel Jackson has come out and spoken to Dallas Howard, who's one of the directors of The Mandalorian, that he's ready and willing to come back as Mace Windu.
Really?
Yeah, he's ready and waiting. And I think in the interview, he's like, I'll fight. I'll use my lightsaber in my opposite hand. So he's really willing and waiting to return from Mando 3. Oh, sorry, or anything really. Because have you seen the trailer for Obi-Wan?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I don't watch trailers because I don't want things to be spoiled for me. That's one thing I will live by. Like, I don't really like watching trailers just because I'm scared that it could slip something in.
Yeah, that's fair. I wish I had.
I just want to wait for the movie.
I wish I had that tenacity, but my curiosity kills me every time. I'm like, I need to watch it. I need to watch it. But the most I trust, the only people I really trust are Marvel trailers because they cut things out or give you different scenes every time.
Yeah.
The biggest one is Endgame. The first trailer for Endgame was literally the first 5 minutes of the movie, and that was it. Because pretty much anything else was a spoiler.
Yeah.
But if you don't, definitely, if you do, curiosity does get you. Definitely watch Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is coming out also in May. So we've got Doctor Strange 2 at the beginning of May, and then we've got Obi-Wan at the end. But yeah, Samuel Jackson is ready to return. I really hope he does come back because I feel like it would do justice for his character if he came back as Mace Windu, and just how he would fit into everything and what he's been up to. But yeah, that's all the latest news for the past week. Oh, and also, which dropped today, a new Netflix TV show, which was really cool, is for Tekken, based on the video game called Tekken Bloodline. That also dropped today as well, so definitely go check out Tekken Bloodline for any Tekken fans, because that looks fucking grouse.
I've never heard, I know a lot of people that have played Tekken and stuff like that, but I've never seen it or played it. Yeah.
It's basically more combat.
I don't know if it. Yeah, I don't know if it's because it is a game, isn't it? It's an arcade game.
Yeah, it's an arcade game, just like Tekken and I can't think of the other one. What's the other fighting game? Tekken and Mortal Kombat, and there's a third one. Oh shit! I can't think of the other one. It's Tekken, and it's got I can't think of it. You're right. There isn't. I don't think there's a whole bunch of games, but the new one actually looks really good.
Yeah,
but I can't think of actually. I can't think of the other one. It completely boggles me. But anyway, yeah. So you should go watch the trailer for that because that looks really sick, and I really hope it's going to be bloody as all hell. Because it'd be so good. Yeah, Tekken, and what's the other one? Bloody hell, Street Fighter. That's it. Street Fighter is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely go check that out as well. So you So, Jack, you said to me before we started doing this episode is that you have 5 things you think you want me to watch.
Well, I think we went through them because what?
Oh, The Big Short.
I mean, The Big Short, The Gentleman, because you said that you haven't seen that, have you?
No, I haven't seen The Gentleman.
Yeah. That's My Boy, absolutely iconic.
Yeah. That's my boy. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Just because, I don't know if you like sport movies or not. I can't imagine. It's just a really Jonah Hill with Brad Pitt. Great movie put together.
Oh, I think I can see the poster for it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to say 1917.
1917. So that one I can definitely put at the top of the list. Because you're a real big fan of, aren't you a real big fan of The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. I mean, I watch all movies. I watch, an absolute shitload of movies and TV shows. So pretty much, whatever pops up, I'll watch. But The Wolf of Wall Street interests me just because I think it was Jonah Hill got paid $10,000 for it.
Yeah,
he wanted. He took a pay cut because he just wanted to be in the movie because he knew it was going to bang, and then he just knew from that one movie that he'll get so many more jobs worth more money.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Which is insane.
And he wanted to work with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, and then yeah. But the one thing about Jonah Hill is that his last movie sucked. What was that movie?
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up.
That was garbage. Absolute garbage.
That was a waste of time. I can't believe I sat through it.
Neither can I. What boggles me?
It came out in the movies as well.
Yeah, I've not paid a ticket to watch that. No way. And what boggles me, the fact is that got nominated for Best Picture, but Spider-Man No Way Home didn't.
Yeah, that's absurd.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Spider-Man No Way Home is a lot better than, just stripping away all the superhero stuff is still a much, much better solid film than it is that garbage of Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jonah Hill, majority of his jokes didn't land.
They didn't. And he just came across as annoying.
Yeah. But basically annoying. And you got Meryl Streep, who didn't do much. And then this is what I was saying to Max, was the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio's last movie before Don't Look Up was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and this is the movie you follow up next.
Great movie.
No, that's another movie I need to watch. I need to watch that.
You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god. That is a great movie.
Yeah, that's everything I've heard about it is apparently it's really good. And even Max texted me the other night and was like, yo, it's on Netflix. You have no excuse, basically.
Yeah. Goes for 3 hours, but it's still well worth it.
Yeah. The most I like the fact it's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure I think saying to Max, he's only got one more movie under his wish list to make.
Really?
Well, yeah. So Quentin. Oh, fuck it. He his thing is that in fact he only wants to make 10 movies, and then he's going to quit directing.
Yeah.
He's going to that's my body of work. I'm done.
Yeah.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was number 9.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's interesting the fact that he's only going to make 10 movies. and then that's it.
Do you reckon he'll stop at 10?
I think he will, because I think he mentioned it. I think he's mentioned the fact that he doesn't want to do any more. But the interesting thing is, I wish that he was going to make this, but there was at one point, he was almost tasked to direct a Star Trek film.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying to Max, I was like, I would love to see him direct a Star Trek film. That would be insane.
I actually really like the Star Trek films.
Yeah, the new ones?
And there's that. Yeah, that's a very unpopular opinion. Because I feel like a lot of people don't like them.
I liked the first one.
I could be
and
wrong.
Actually, no, I didn't think. I have all three of them. I don't think they were too bad. They're making a new one. They're making Star Trek 4 with the cast. Yeah.
Hey, that'll be good.
Yeah, I didn't think they were too bad. I watched all three of them, and the fact that the second one's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it, who does no wrong.
Sure, like the Imitation Game, iconic.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Oh, Lee, add that to your list as well. Just keep the list going.
So this was a recommendation for 5, so we're up to 6 now.
Yeah. We'll stop there.
But yeah, I'll be very curious to see how it goes.
Any more movies that you've watched? That you
I
haven't
mean,
watched,
I haven't
sorry.
watched. I haven't watched.
Yeah.
All right, well then I won't go down to Pulp Fiction then.
No, just leave it there,
No.
Lee.
Leave it there. But yeah, all right, I'll put those on the list and I'll definitely get to work on those. Jack, do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. It was a fun Sunday afternoon.
No, you mean Tuesday? You mean Tuesday morning? Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
No, you're most welcome, and I really hope to have you on again, especially after I watch some of these movies. Then we'll talk. Yeah, then we can talk more about them. But yeah, I really appreciate it, and you're definitely most welcome to come on again. And for anybody who's listening, definitely go check out the Weekly Jackpod. 3 episodes with us, Max and Jack, going at it, and they're really good episodes. And definitely look forward to your episode 4.
Thank you for having me, Lee.
You're most welcome. And yeah, guys, I also, before we tune out, I would also like to thank our newest people that are listening to this podcast at the moment, both Malaysia and Spain, the newest countries that have started tuning in to this podcast. Malaysia, Spain, and there's one other country. Iran. And Saudi Arabia. Sorry, those are the 4 new countries that have started listening to this podcast, and I would like to say welcome. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me and Jack for this episode, and until next time, guys, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.